Hello everyone, and welcome back to Dungeons & Dragons: The Second Age, Season 3. How are we all?
Good.
Pretty good.
Yep. We're very good.
Excellent day. Right, so, before we get started this week, I have a whole bunch of things that I need to talk to you about.
Yes.
Because, I have basically, through the process of doing a whole bunch of other things, I have been back over the rulebooks a couple of times. And I've realised some things that I have been doing wrong for some time. And I have put together a little feedback thingy to give you guys on some clarification of how stuff works, how the retcon affects things that have happened in canon, and how it's going to change stuff for you guys. So, without further ado, the first thing is I took a long look at how spellcasting and free hands works. Because we've kind of been a little bit lax on how spellcasting works, because technically for anything that requires a somnatic or material component, you always need to have a hand free. If it's a material component, you either need to hold the materials or hold your spellcasting focus, or if it's a somnatic component, you obviously have to do a gesture. You can do both with the same hand, but this shouldn't actually affect too many of you, because not a lot of you have sort of spells that you can use as like a bonus action. So putting your weapon down temporarily to cast a spell and then picking it back up again in the same turn is not a huge deal. But for those of you who have the ability to cast stuff like that, you will now have to have a free hand, and I am going to sort of enforce that. As a slight thing, for those of you who are, well, for our cleric and our paladin, I'm basically saying, because I believe Vondal, your holy symbol is on a brooch, and I think Kelariis' holy symbol is around her neck.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, clerics and paladins can have holy symbols on their shields, which allow them to cast spells whilst holding sword and shield. And basically, as a kind of a lore fudge, I'm basically going to say that because you guys are both sword and board casters, I will say that because you wear your holy symbols on your apparel, it will count as basically as if you had it on your shields. So you don't need to worry about having the free hand to touch your holy symbol for a component.
Sweet.
So that's a slight rule fudge. Anybody who has altered their Constitution score, which I believe actually turned out to be nobody when we looked at it in the end. I have apparently, for like basically the last 4 years of my life, been calculating maximum HP wrong. Because apparently you do get it retroactively when you increase your Constitution score. So that'll be a thing. If anyone ups their Constitution score and gets up a rank, you will gain a chunk of additional HP for increasing your Constitution. Which, in hindsight, makes a lot more sense. Thirdly, the thing that makes a huge difference to a lot of you, I've been massively overpricing drinks and massively underpricing certain food. So, as a retcon, stuff is now going to cost less, and forget what the kind of prices that you guys have paid for food in the past. Mainly because, like from now on going forward, I'm going to tell you it costs less. The prices haven't actually dropped. It's just I fudged up. But yeah, basically, you will all notice that you have basically all received a minor tax rebate. In that, basically you have I took the average of how much I'd been overcharging you guys and gave it back to you. So you've all gained 2 gold, 5 copper.
Shit, son, I have 20 gold.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So
Still pretty.
you've all got some money back, but you will notice that things now cost like a
So
significant
we've all
amount
claimed
less.
PPI.
No, we're not doing that joke.
I just did.
fourth retcon thing that affects everybody is no more one-turn weapon swapping, because I realized that I'd been allowing people to change weapons freely between the things like bow and sword, when in theory it takes one turn to sheath a weapon and one turn to draw a weapon, and the only way
Why are you calling me out like this?
the only way you can actually do that is if you were to drop your bow, which then at one point you would have to pick it up, meaning that
Yeah, I know.
if you move around and swap weapons, you need to be a little bit more careful about that. So I'm gonna clamp down a little bit more on that, because I realised I was doing it for fluff reasons, but it kind of overbalanced sort of like the weapon swapping constantly to just deal with whatever it was that you needed to deal with. So yeah, you need to be a little bit more considerate about that. The fifth and final thing is we have gone back through one of the not spell choices, what are they called again, Helena?
Metamagic.
The metamagic choices that Helena has made, because
I made some bad choices.
Yeah, we made choices based on thinking that a rule worked one way, but actually it doesn't. So yeah, we've retconned one of Helena's metamagic choices that she's never used in exchange for another metamagic. So
Also,
that should be more
think
useful.
about Arya and casting Pass Without a Trace without material
Oh
components.
yes, thank you. Thank you for reminding me.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah, my bad. Apparently, Pass Without a Trace requires material components to cast, and I didn't realise this. So it has since been retconned that basically, when whilst you were in the capital, Arya, you've basically obtained a component pouch, so that now you can cast spells that have material components as long as you have that component pouch on you.
Okay.
So, yeah, I gave you that one as an admission because that was me screwing up and not realizing that you had it. You needed to have that to cast it, and then I couldn't really exactly retcon that quite so easily. So I just sort of said, "You've had this all along." Cool. And with that lengthy explanation done, that is the retcon apocalypse over.
Hooray! We're safe. We can crawl out
Yes.
from our fallout shelters and continue on life as normal.
Cool. Right, so, speaking of getting on with your life, does anybody want to recap the things that happened last session?
Well, I usually do this, so shrugs. We carried on from Vee's Grove to the town of Renshire. We encountered some stuff on the way. We fought some horrible bug things that, tunnel underground and stuff. I never really caught their name because
Ankegs.
yeah, those things. And yeah, that went pretty well. Did some more traveling. We encountered some people on the way. Some people were injured. Some people required food, which Vondal just gave all of his food to them because he can just magically make some, which is fine.
I now have no food.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
Vondal is now foodless.
I'll share with you. It's fine. Anyway, so yeah, we did that. We got we got a fucking wood slate, which he's very happy with.
Oh yeah. Forgot about that.
And then we got to Renshire, because we heard from the people who were wounded that the reason why, people are getting beat up is because there's like this evil gang called Five-Talon in the town.
Yes, the Five-Talon gang.
And yeah, we've basically been preparing to go into the town, not get absolutely murderized by everyone. Oh yeah, we also got some dreams on the way, because we, once again, we're carrying a Rave Shard.
Mm-hmm.
Which is always fun. And yeah, so we have entered the town. There was basically a half-orc who was what, Sean Bean?
He was Sean Bean, yeah.
Yeah.
Bort elbow
Fucking-
at your service.
Yep. And yeah, that's it. We're in the town. Oh yeah, Arya went off to she's one of the bad guys.
Yes, that was where we left off, is you guys went to book a room with Bor Talbor, whilst Arya followed a Five-Talon thug who had been thrown out of the Oaken Cask, which is the tavern. So...
Lyra is still missing.
Creepy music.
Cries.
Yes, Lyra is still as yet unsummoned.
The text is so bad.
What?
I want.
Oh,
no.
no.
I like that.
Rude to be quite
still
honest.
Mad at that.
Okay. So, yes, we will resume with Arya's pursuit of this Five-Talon individual. So, Arya, if you would like to roll me a stealth check to start with the +10 that you got from Pass Without a Trace.
Didn't I roll a stealth touch last?
Yeah, you rolled it last time. It still says 19.
Did
Yeah.
you? Oh,
It's
okay.
right there.
Cool.
I was like,
Okay,
I'm
so
pretty sure I
we'll
rolled
take that. Yeah,
20.
29. So yeah, you fall into the crowd with a without any problems. And you pursue the brawny-looking young man for probably a couple of minutes through the streets. He seems utterly engrossed in he basically produces something from his from inside his leather vest that he's wearing. That as you sort of catch glimpses of it as you're following him, and it seems to basically be it's a sheet of paper with something written on it. You can't quite read it from this distance, but he seems to be engrossed in just reading this piece of paper as he walks. And look, by the way he's looking around, you're guessing that sort of the directions to find something are on his piece of paper. But yeah, suffice it to say, because he's so engrossed in reading his directions, he doesn't notice you. And yeah, he heads basically off towards the edge of town, basically the opposite direction from where you entered. And after a few minutes, you find yourself passing through less shops and businesses. It becomes more housing, and then even the housing starts to sort of disappear away, and it becomes sort of storage warehouses rather than regular town buildings. Until basically, he arrives at like an open-fronted warehouse building, which he walks inside.
I just like have a look around the outside, I guess, and see if I can find any windows or some way to see inside.
Sure, give me a perception check. Nice. You notice that basically all of the warehouses in the surrounding area seem to open up into basically a large warehouse floor, basically. And there are no windows on the warehouse floor, but there are what look like some rooms on the second floor, some of which appear to have windows. As you walk around the outside, you notice that there are a series of long windows along one side of the building, which appear to have basically a small ledge on the outside that if you were to climb up there, you could stand on the ledge and peer through.
Okay, I'd like to do that, I guess.
Cool. Give me an athletics check to basically scale up to this second floor. Cool.
It's gonna fucking black flip up.
Assassin's Creed style.
Yeah, like in true Ezio style, you sort of grab whatever you can and haul yourself up. And give me a stealth check as you peer around the corner. You will still have your bonus from pass without trace. Cool.
Look at these
This is
19s,
the
man.
exact
Holy
same.
shit.
So many 19s.
Yeah. So
Don't worry, I'm sure I'm gonna fail something here.
you peek around the corner, and basically as you do, you very quickly snap your head back as you basically notice that there is probably like a middle-aged human sort of leaning up against the window, sort of half looking out of the same window. And yeah, you basically like snap your head back and wait for a few seconds before peering back around again, and he's sort of moved away from the window when you look back in. And basically inside the warehouse you see basically a small office has been set up inside the warehouse. And inside the warehouse are 3 figures, and as you watch, the figure that you followed, the brawny young man in the leather vest, pushes the door open and enters the same room. And from your observations, they seem to basically be counting. It looks like a count house, like they're counting up. There's basically like stacks of gold coins, and one of the humans has basically got like a set of scales and is like weighing the coins and making sure that all the money is sort of like arranged into stacks of denominations. But whatever it is, they seem to be collecting and collating some sort of financing here.
Okay. Do I see anything else interesting? Like, is there anything in the room itself?
As far as you can tell, it seems to just be some sort of office.
Um. I don't know what to do now.
It's
Not doing anything.
entirely up to you. You can stay and watch for a little while.
Yeah, I guess I'll just do that.
Okay, cool. Give me another stealth check and another perception check. Even with that 11, it's still 21.
Pass.
Haha.
Cool. Actually, you notice that the window opposite, sort of like the set of windows runs along this balcony, but there's a small space either side of the windows that one of which you're standing in. But you notice that the window at the other side, there is a window open, and you can hear the vague sounds of conversation through that window. You reckon you could sneak over to that window whilst people aren't looking and listen through the window?
Yeah, I like to do that.
Cool. Yeah, you wait for a moment when all their backs are turned, and you swoop dexterously across until you're
Wow.
standing by the open window.
I swoop.
And yeah, you as you overhear the conversation, they're sort of halfway through a conversation complaining about they seem to be complaining about somebody in particular. You don't catch who it is that they're complaining about. But yeah, the last thing you hear to that end of the conversation is the older human who is now sort of overseeing the man who is counting things. Says basically, if the boss says not to interfere with him, then we don't interfere with him. There's nothing we can do. At which point the young man in the leather vest sort of just goes ugh, and stands up and just sort of like walks out of the room into another side room. that you can no longer see. As he leaves, the older man leans over and says, "So what does it look like?" And the man who is counting sort of like looks up from his counting and says, "About 80 gold in profit." At which point the man whistles and sort of says, 80 gold? That's a pretty good take. And the man who's counting sort of shrugs and says, "Hey, Fighting Ring's doing well. What can I say?" The man who is sort of sitting at the table at the other side seems to sort of perk up as you're as they are having the conversation, and as you sort of pay attention to his face for the first time, and you notice that he's got like a almost what looks like scratch marks of something that runs basically from his temple down to his jawline. He looks up and basically says, "If there's anything that will get people to gamble their gold, it's a good fight." And the others sort of nod, and he says, "Are we holding another one anytime soon?" At which point the older man says, "Probably tomorrow night." He says, "Who's fighting?" And he sort of indicates back to the man. He says, "Well, you." Let me just find the names. You, Joel, and Menno are on the bill, but it's open night, so I guess anybody can show up and try their hand.
Guys, I'm gonna fucking
No.
go into
No.
a pit.
No.
I'm ready.
No.
The man with the scar along his face sort of shrugs and says, "Well, I'd like to see them try."
I'm gonna fucking own your ass.
You don't know where
No.
it is.
I'm gonna find out.
No.
Besides, this is like the best place to like get intel on their organization.
I think this is maybe a fist fight.
Yeah, I know exactly what it is.
I think that maybe there's someone else in this party who's maybe a bit better at fist fighting than you.
Look, me and Kelariis can both enter.
The
Oh my god.
the
I'll enter. Okay.
the man with the scarred face sort of when he says, "I'd like to see people try it," everyone else sort of laughs and says, "Tell us again how you beat that." And he uses sort of like not quite like a derogatory term, but sort of like a slang term for one of the human subraces. But yeah, he basically says, "Show us how you beat that guy." And he sort of like the man with the sort of scarred face sort of stands up and says, "Come over here then." And gets the older man to come and stand next to him, and he's sort of like, "Well, first I led with the jab," and then he's just sort of like, he pretends to sort of like punch the other guy, and then he sort of illustrates how he beat this other guy. And it sort of like ends with him sort of pretending to dunk the elderly man sort of like into the like onto the ground, like over his knee. But he doesn't actually drop him because they're not actually fighting, but he illustrates how he did it. Yeah, basically, and they laugh about that for a while, and then sort of the other man says, "Well, I should get back to counting." He goes back to counting. The older man sort of is helped up from where he was sort of pushed over by the large man with the scar, and says, "Well, I'm going outside to smoke." At which point the scarred man says, "I'll join you." And they both leave. And leave the man to his counting.
Okay. Well, think I've got some pretty good information. We can probably find out where this fight is happening at some point. And I guess I'm gonna go back.
As you climb back down, well, so let's give me another athletics check. Cool. Yeah,
Oh,
you
that's
climb back down without too much difficulty. Give me a perception check with advantage as you like sort of look around you to see if there's anybody else.
Mm-hmm!
Cool.
Advantage.
As you were about
Sorry.
to
It's
start
my mouth.
walking back down the street, you see basically there's a side door that comes out of the warehouse, and the man with the scarred face sort of pushes the door open, and he's basically sort of almost face to face with you. And he he opens the door, but you sort of like take a step back so that you're sort of standing behind the door as he pushes it open. And the two of them basically walk off to one side, and the door begins to swing back to being closed. At which point, with your quick reactions, you sort of catch the door before it closes. And you peer inside the warehouse out of curiosity, and you notice that hidden from view for the front of the warehouse, there's basically like a stack of boxes. Behind the stack of boxes, hidden out of sort of plain sight, is what looks like a rudimentary cage has been set up.
Cage fighting.
You would guess as much.
Look, guys. I know how this works.
You don't know where this is,
Yeah, I do.
do you? Okay.
I
okay.
fucking walked here.
Oh, it's here. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like literally right here.
Okay. I thought it was gonna be some far place. Anyway.
It's in the warehouse.
I literally opened the door, saw it in the warehouse.
Saws.
Where am I? I don't know. Just looking
Shut
around.
Shut
Cool.
up.
After noting this, you sort of let the door close gently and walk past, off up the street in the opposite direction to the way the people went.
Alright. Yeah, I'll just go find the others, I guess.
Cool. Well, you sort of agreed to meet back at the tavern.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes you maybe like another 5 minutes to find your way back, by which time your pass without a trace has expired. And yeah, you walk up the steps, short steps into the tavern, where you find the rest of your party. We will use music to be inside the tavern.
Yeah, no more dramatic stealth music.
Ambience.
Successful stealthing. Remember when Luka failed really hard in the first session?
Yeah. And I was like, oh, I have such great stealth, I'll never fail. And then I
And
failed.
then remember when she got caught in the underground cult?
I didn't get
Meh.
caught.
Anyway, you guys find yourselves back in the tavern.
Ugh. I guess I'll just explain what I saw and heard.
Cool.
Mm.
Yeah.
I assume that what they're doing is highly illegal.
Eh,
Or at least somewhat illegal, given they're keeping it hidden.
Well, people say they're in control, so why care?
Because Vondal is very much going to disapprove. of being like,
To
"No,
answer
take
from a perspective, yeah, like usually like cage fighting and stuff is generally sort of frowned upon because it's sort of like, what if people get injured sort of thing. And obviously, if it's underground, then it can't be taxed. So
Tax evasion, that's illegal. There you
Yeah.
go.
oh, these dirty criminals evading taxes. Oh, I'm so angry.
Whoa!
Forget the abductions and the kidnappings and stuff. Let's worry about tax evasion.
No, hang on, because there's evasion and avoidance. One of which
is illegal, and one of which is technically legal but morally wrong, and I always forget which one's which.
Totally, probably illegal.
No, they're not wiring funds through a bank account in the Caymans. They're evading.
Okay, good.
Who even collects taxes in this world? Like, who?
Tax collector.
Tax collectors.
Yeah, but where does it go?
To the
Local government.
lord.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is there a king?
presumably.
Amongst the humans, there are several.
Yeah. Also, we met the Elven Kings, so one of them.
They're not
king.
One of the
kings.
basically
They're
kings.
they're exarchs.
Exarchs.
They're
It's close enough.
Elven society is kind of a little bit more like left wing than human society. They're a lot less about making profit. They're a lot more about sort of like the betterment of Elven society.
Oh my god, they're communists.
Not quite, because they
Not
still
really.
they still endorse like capitalism. They still encourage people
Right.
to make a profit, but sort of they collect tax to provide healthcare and stuff.
Oh, okay.
It is far more beneficial to be a poor person in Elven society than it is a poor person in human society. Well, sorry, let me correct that. A poor elf in Elven society.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say. I don't think they give a shit about other races as
No,
much.
not really. Which is why the
Anyway.
Lower
Sells
District
for you.
exists.
Yeah. Anyway, let's stop talking about fantasy government.
Fantasy politics, yeah.
I just want to know.
But fantasy politics.
We've already done fantasy law. We don't need to get into fantasy politics.
Well,
That's very true.
yes. So, they are what they're doing is almost certainly sort of underground and slightly illegal. But it does sound like a great place to sort of get in with them if you wanted to get in with them.
I know this subplot. I know how this works.
Right. Well, guys want places to find out information? Sounds like a good idea.
I will have no part in this.
Why? You want to have information. This is the way to do it.
I'm not endorsing this.
You
We're
gotta
not
get down
endorsing it.
with the
As long as
sickness.
you don't spend any gold, you'll be fine.
That's true.
You probably have to spend gold to get in if you're not participating, though, I'd imagine.
Mm.
Should probably also figure out what the rules are, because
I feel like there's probably no rules.
I was
Yeah,
more
it's a
thinking
key
of
fight.
if it's like
It's
Fight
the
against
rules.
all the other-
The rules are probably just no weapons.
I was more thinking along the lines of if we're gonna get in by participating, we don't want it to be fights to the death.
I mean, it's
Just saying.
probably not.
Fighting to the death doesn't usually tend to make a lot of profit, just saying.
That is
Yeah.
true. Well, depends on how you market it.
What?
Never mind.
Anyway. Also, can we not take V?
Right.
As much as I love you, V,
I mean,
Oh
I
my
guess.
do you
It's
really want to see
reasonable.
this?
You need to dress her up in a tank top and a short skirt and give her some bubble
Oh
gum,
my
and she can be a
God.
rep girl.
That's not happening.
God.
Jeez Lord.
GTA San
I-
Andreas up in here.
No.
No.
Nope.
Well, I don't know. So it's tomorrow night, right?
Yeah.
Tomorrow night. It's-
Well,
It's already afternoon, evening now.
I still kind of want to visit that magic shop. So
Yeah, we should probably have.
Yeah, you still have a couple of hours before shops close if you wanted to go and get something to, go shopping for anything.
I
Might
wanna
as well go. Yeah, let's go have a look.
but I do only have 20 gold.
This is why the rest of us. Are, this
I
is
got
why the
you.
rest of us who have money are coming.
Yeah, I was gonna say I could spot you some money if you need it.
Oh yes, this is the part where I need to have the DMG.
You have a
open.
party full of people who would be more than willing to give you a bit of money if you want some magic shit.
My allowance.
Wow.
Mm.
Here's your allowance for doing your chores.
So you guys are headed to Temerity's corner, yes?
Yeah.
Cool.
Aw.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh god.
Did the Yas cat get in here?
Yes.
Cool. So, you guys basically make your way to the shop. shops. Let's stop the tavern ambience very briefly.
Yeah,
Is
because
the music?
I assume we stick together as a group as much as possible due to the nature of the city. With all the kidnappings.
Yeah, you stick fairly close together as you walk through the streets.
I mean, they've already tried to kidnap me once, so.
Yeah, fuck that noise.
Like they didn't even get to touch you.
Well,
I
they can't
had
do.
a cloth shoved in my mouth.
They
Yeah, they
definitely
did
got
touch
to
her.
look.
They definitely touched her. They
Look,
grappled her.
Forget about that. Just ignore it.
Just ignore about the time that you were almost kidnapped. It's fine.
Oh look, it's another wall that Luka can write "fuck Grim" on.
Yeah.
Can we remove that when we switch scene again?
So yeah, you guys go looking for the shops, and you follow basically the signage through basically a back alley that runs through a couple of smaller shops that seem to be sort of hawking pretty much anything that you can get your hands on, until you find a small greystone building that has this same sign that you see on the signposts with a moon and stars and a wand. And in elaborate script it says Temerity's Corner.
Cool.
Cool.
Sweet.
Let's go.
Cool. Yeah, you push the door open and a chime sounds. And inside this shop, it's kind of dark. It's sort of lit on the inside by a couple of. They seem to be sort of like small flames just suspended in glass bottles. Those of you who have any experience with sort of the cantrip light, it's several sort of semi-permanent versions of the cantrip light. And yeah, basically the room is lit with these, and this music is just a little bit too loud. Kill that. Probably should be a little bit actually. Probably should be a little bit sinister. Let's go with that.
Oh dear. I don't want it to be sinister. I want it to be magical.
Well, it is magical, but it's also it's also kind of like it's kind of dark and a little bit sort of. There's a thick smell of sort of incense on the air.
Does it
and
make anyone sneeze?
yeah, like if you've ever been in what we back home used to call hippie shops, yeah, it's kind of like that. It smells really strongly of incense, and there's like weird sort of bowls full of stones that seem to be just selling weirdly coloured stones. And yeah, this a chime goes through the shop as you open the door, and from behind a curtain in the back of the room, a tiefling steps out, and she is dressed a little weirdly. She is well, for starters, she's a faintly purple tinted skin. Has a faintly purple tinted skin, and she appears to be where she has a short set of black rimmed glasses, and very very bright amber eyes that are almost cat-like. And she is wearing a purple scarf and what looks like. It's almost like an armoured leather chest piece, except it's very decorative, but it has no sleeves. And as she basically steps out, she's behind a counter initially, and then as she sort of steps around, you notice that basically her the leggings of this leather clothing are basically just like they go down to about the thigh, where they are like basically strapped to what is essentially a pair of like netted tights, and she's got very, very high leather boots. And she basically walks in and sort of like looks at all of you and says, My, what an unusual bunch. Welcome. Welcome to my shop. I am Temerity, and this is my corner.
Good evening. We're just gonna have a look around, I think.
She nods and says, Please, browse at your leisure. And she sits on a chair behind the counter.
Would she be the type to sell specific herbs that someone might require to summon back a demigod?
You might have to ask.
Can I ask her if she sells any?
Yeah.
herbs?
Like sort of as the rest of you sort of walk around, you walk up to and bit like the stuff you need is sort of like nature magic, but you basically say, do you have the herbs that Sam suggested that you use? To which she sort of she pulls like a small leather-bound tome from behind the counter, flips through the pages, and basically says, she pans through them and says, I have most of these in stock. There's a few that I'm missing, but I can certainly get my hands on them if you wanted to come back in maybe a day or so.
That would be very helpful. I want my wolf back.
Yeah, she basically she closes the book and says, I can hold the ingredients that you're looking for a small percentage as a deposit, if that's okay.
Wow, rip-off artist. Yep, it's fine.
Cool. I can't remember how much gold it costs you to resummon.
Wait, I need gold too.
Well, it's gold's worth
Yeah.
of materials.
I
right.
think it's 25 gold's worth of stuff.
Oh, that's fine then.
Stuff.
25 or 50, I can't remember.
I will look that up. Whilst the rest of you look around, are you looking for anything specific whilst you're looking?
Healing potions?
Yeah,
Yeah,
there are healing potions.
Yay!
Give them to Grim.
Yeah, they are retailing for the regular price that they usually retail for,
Which is?
50, I believe.
Oh my
Or it
god.
might be. Is it 50 or is it 100?
A normal one is 50, I think.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So in that case, she has normal and greater is basically, I think it's like 2d4 more for 25 extra gold.
Hmm.
I feel like
I
just
will
the
I will
regular
double
ones are
check
enough.
that.
Because it's mainly just to get people up and running again.
Or to prevent us from getting down in the first place, I guess.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, potion of healing is 2d4 plus 2. Greater healing potions are 4d4 plus 4.
So it's basically just double.
Yeah.
I guess it's super.
double for 50%
Yeah,
extra.
it's double for 50% extra. Yes.
So it is worth the investment.
well, you guys have the gold, so.
Yeah, it would
Yeah.
be 75 gold a pop for greater healing.
Should we get 2 of them?
I don't know about the greater healing. I think we were fine.
Maybe get
with-
one greater healing and a few normal ones.
I mean, how much
Two-
gold does everyone have right now?
I have 210.
Oh, Arya, if you deduct 10 gold, she'll hold the materials for you because it is 25.
Okay.
I've got 104, so.
Yeah, I've got 171.
Before
Oh,
you
I'm
buy
so
them,
rich.
she does have on display in her shop some magic items.
Oh,
I want to look.
what magic items?
Everybody give me perception, not perception checks. Give me history checks.
Oh,
Wow.
fuck.
Oh my
Well,
god.
I guess I get advantage since it's a magical object.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Or not
Yeah.
disadvantage, I get +3, which is the same as my advantage.
yeah.
Jesus.
So Grim and V, you can identify them. I need to just do something really quickly. Where the hell is that table gone? I've lost the magic item table. And 1d100. Okay. I need to write this down real quick. Yeah, these items, by the way, are priced from anywhere from like sort of like in the region of like 100 to like 250 gold. But yeah, so there is a there are some magical arrows. There are there's a selection of spell scrolls which anybody who can cast spells will need to sort of like make an Arcana check on to sort of identify. As well as no, that's not right. As well as a peculiar potion and a brooch. Give me just a second to. Hold on, I need to look this up. It's not in the compendium, which is really annoying. Yeah, for the peculiar potion is a potion of stone giant strength. The fourth, yeah, if you want to look at the spell scrolls, I'll need an Arcana check, and if you actually no, with your history checks, you know that the magic ammunition is basically just the magic arrows are basically more accurate and deal magical damage. And there are 7 of those. I need to look at this potion. The potion you identify as, yeah, a potion of stone giant strength, which you know when drunk will give you will increase your strength to 23 for 1 hour.
Damn.
As for the cost of these items, the arrows are basically going for 70 gold each, but they are effectively +2 magic arrows.
70 each.
Holy shit, that's a lot.
But they don't get extended, do
They are +2 magic arrows. You can recover them, yes. Provided they are not lost, they are sturdier than regular arrows. Yes, they're not consumed like regular arrows. They are more likely to survive, unless you sort of like shoot them off a cliff or.
Yeah.
Are you trying to say about my accuracy?
I'm just saying there are situations where you can lose them, but
if you shoot them into lava.
Yeah.
I mean,
Or if you don't, or if you run away from the thing, you shoot.
Yeah,
out.
the potion of stone giant strength is retailing for 250 gold.
fucking hell.
Magic
So
items are expensive as shit.
Uh,
I just had a thought that we could have, like, bought that and used that in that if we did enter that cage fight.
That's what I was thinking too.
But like, fuck. That's
But
a lot of gold.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I need to get spells real quick.
Well, we can. We can always buy it tomorrow if we think we need it.
Hmm.
Spells by level.
And we could send B in.
No.
I mean, you might get better odds on her because nobody would think she's gonna win.
Oh my god.
But if she
I'm
gets
not here to
hit,
make money, Ferrous.
Also, I think a thing might happen. It's called getting in trouble for cheating.
Okay, well,
Yeah, that's what I'm
I
worried
mean,
about. If they figure
like
out
they
potions
would.
are involved, they're not gonna be happy.
V, can you give me an Arcana
them.
check as you look at the spell scrolls?
Yes, son. It's not very good.
Cool.
Mm.
With that, unfortunately, you can only identify that one of the spells is a transmutation spell, and the other spell is a illusion spell. They are both going for basically like 100 gold each.
That's a lot for something that I don't know about.
You also know from taking a look at them that they are slightly more powerful than you would be able to cast at the moment, so there is a chance that you fail them at your current level. But you could buy them for later.
OP. OP. Expensive.
Yes, the other thing you see is a brooch with some writing on it. Grim, you reckon this is a brooch of shielding.
Oh.
But it has some writing on it in Draconic.
Draconic, you say?
Mm-hmm.
I guess there is a certain person I could ask for help.
Yes.
I don't know who that would be.
You pointed out to Kelariis, I presume.
Yep,
Hey,
I pointed out.
Look at this thing. I mean, Dragon Senpai. I mean, Kelariis.
Wow.
Wow.
That just. Wow.
I mean, Dragon Mom.
Buff
Acceptable.
dragon waifu.
Buff Dragon Mom. Can you read this? Oh god, that's just giving me the thought now. Just Grim just turn around and go, Mom! What does this say?
Oh god. The worst part is she'd probably respond and just be like, why did I respond to that?
She would just like normally respond as if nothing was unusual.
I think, yeah. That'd really freak out the tiefling, wouldn't it?
Oh.
Roll me a
Oh, you
history
could've-
check. Not a history check. What would that be? Roll me a straight wisdom check.
Straight wisdom check. Okay. Okay.
Cool.
Oh. Well, fuck.
Oh dear, that sounds not great.
Hmm.
These noises.
I know. I can't get over this.
How much do I want to risk offending the shopkeeper lady?
Oh wow.
Uh-oh.
No, I just want to ask a question, but like I don't want to.
What does this say?
It's definitely cursed.
No,
I
no,
was
no.
thinking
Well,
it's
I
like,
mean,
it's like
I don't know
maybe
if
it's
it's
like some
cursed,
weird
but-
origin. It's like, did you steal this woman?
I mean, you're halfway there.
Aw, shit, yeah.
What's your Temerity is her name, right?
Temerity, yeah.
Or we assume it's. No, yeah, she said it is.
She said she's Temerity.
Temerity, how do you come across these items? Just out of curiosity, it's not something that we some of these things aren't stuff that we see very often or ever.
Are you trying to hide the suggestion, or is this sort of like a? Are you being ambiguous about the question?
I'm literally just asking how she comes across these, as if I was just asking because I'm curious, which in a sense
Okay.
would be anyway, because these are some things that we've never seen before. Well,
Cool.
some of them are. not all
Yeah.
of them.
No. She basically turns to you and says, "I buy them from basically I buy them from providers, from traders. A few of them I've come across myself." She says, "Do you have a particular interest in one of them?"
Just looking at the moment, but I was just curious about that. How
Okay.
much is this? How much is this one priced at, Ferrous?
The brooch. Let me just bring that up.
It's gonna be something real expensive.
125 gold.
Oh, that's not that bad. I was
That's
expecting it to
cheap.
be more than that.
Thinking emoji.
Thinking emoji. Grim was the one who pointed it out to me, right?
Yep.
I'll probably just say to him, the text just reads, "Law is our guardian."
That's lame. I thought it was something more exciting than that.
Well,
It's not
Well-
the text that's exciting; it's the implication.
Yeah.
And
Roll me a history check, Grim, to see if you know anything about that.
Wait, what does it say?
law
The
is
law
our
is our
guardian.
guardian.
Oh.
Oh, sweet.
I know
girl.
exactly what you're
Yeah.
Oh yeah!
You know that's a mantra of the Platinum philosophy, which is like clerics and paladins of the of Bahamut's religious orders are members of the Platinum philosophy.
That is kind of weird that it would end up here.
Just a bit, but I mean, I wouldn't know who it originally belonged to, so.
I guess there are like alright explanations for it, but for now, yeah, there's not really anything we can do about it yet.
yeah, could have just been found on a body and then sold.
Oh, I mean, of course, there are many ways, but
Still shady though.
it's just interesting.
Well, however, I feel like we should invest in some arrows and perhaps the shielding. Brooch of shielding. Alongside with some potion. Not sure about strength potion though.
Yeah, the strength potion is
Yeah.
really tripping me up
He-
because I feel like
healing-
we could definitely use it tomorrow.
What is it with you guys are trying to enter a fucking pit fight?
Look,
Because
we
it's
need
the best fucking
information.
way to get in there.
You don't need to enter the pit fight.
Yes, we do. Because look, let me break it down for you. This is how these scenarios go.
Let me break it down.
Oh, let's break
If you
it
want to
down.
get in and get the real information, you gotta win, so you impress the people in charge, and then they give you information.
This is true.
Yeah.
How loudly do you discuss the pit fight?
Oh,
Oh, well.
probably
Well,
not too
Very
loud.
hushed.
Okay.
Because I really don't want to know. Let other people know that. planning this.
ambiguously hushed noises.
Okay.
Us. Just put that aside. How many arrows? Because I feel like the arrows would be very useful.
I
for
feel like the
us.
arrows are like bullshit.
Yo, if you
They're +2 magic arrows, which basically means you get +2 to hit and +2 to damage.
and they are magical,
And they're
so
magic, yes.
That's only +2 though.
+2 is
That's
quite a
only
lot.
+2.
It's better
+2
than
is a lot.
Kelariis' sword.
You see,
but
this is
Kelariis has a
it's lot.
+1.
Well, that's the thing. It's a lot as far as magic items go, but they're on arrows,
Yeah, but
and we could only get 2 of them.
why could we
So
only
we should
get
have
2?
2 shots.
Because they're
'Cause
like
they're 50
200 and...
each.
75
they're
each.
like...
70.
No, they're
75
75
each. So it'd be
Fucking hell.
150 to get 2.
which is
Yeah.
crazy.
Oh, it is a very, I would say it's a long-term investment.
It's very useful, but I wouldn't say it's worth 75 per one shot.
Yeah, but you get
It's one
you get
shot.
more than one shot out of it.
It's not like you planned this.
I mean, he
fucking rolled
totally
it.
planned this.
He just fucking rolled it.
I had a
No,
I had a
no.
table of useful magic items for you guys, and I rolled on it.
Okay, so what are we buying for sure?
I think we should definitely buy health potions.
What does the
Okay.
Breath of Shielding
How
do?
many and of which ones?
I think we
Um,
should get one of the greater one,
Okay.
And maybe like
Yeah.
like
2 of the
2
lesser.
of the lesser ones.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was
So
thinking.
so the greater one is 75.
And
And the
the
less is a
other
50.
2 are 50.
Okay.
That's 175.
I
Yeah,
think
so
we
it's
should
175.
invest into the brush of shielding as well.
Well, what does it actually
How
do?
much was that?
Yeah, what does it actually do?
How much was it?
125.
What does it actually
Give
do?
give me an Arcana check.
Pretty sure it.
Shields.
know,
Like
what-
plus
but-
AC probably. But...
Specifics. Specifics are good.
Wow. Good job, Grim.
Oh,
Look.
should I roll it as well? Sorry.
Like this is not history. This is
And anyone can roll it.
Oh.
I'm gonna give it.
No. 2
Oh,
points.
you showed
Oh.
have advantage.
No.
Damn it.
Why
Oh,
should I
God.
ask every time?
Ah!
Oh my
Is
god.
it a stone brooch?
It's not a
Hey
stone
guys, I
brooch.
think this is a brooch.
Well
It's
done,
magic,
Arya.
guys.
Guys,
I don't even know it's magic. I just think it's a brooch.
Kelariis, you know from stories that you're told that it's supposed to it protects it supposedly protects its wielder from supernatural force and things like that.
Ooh.
Oh.
so I guess it's like magic resistance.
Kind of.
How about we ask the shop lady if she knows anything about it, since she's obviously selling this stuff. She might have an idea.
Yeah,
And
could I ask the shop lady about the scrolls? Because I'm just like,
Yeah.
what are these?
yeah, that was exactly what I was thinking.
What are these?
What are those?
I mean, yeah, you can certainly try that.
They are my
Temerity.
Yeah, you approach carrying the stuff that you're interested in.
Yep.
Which of you wants to go first?
Yeah, I can wait the scroll.
Excuse me.
Okay. We were wondering, what does this brooch actually do exactly?
She takes the brooch from you and says, "Ah, yes, this thing." Simply
I have
put,
no fucking idea.
simply put, the brooch is designed to protect you against supernatural force. It's basically it'll defend you against certain certain spells, certain influences. And she recites a little bit more, but I won't bother because in game terms, basically, she explains to you that while wearing the brooch, you have resistance to force damage and you are immune to the magic missile spell.
Oh shit.
Well then.
That is pretty
What's up?
good.
Let's hope that our bad guys never get a hold of something like that, because poor V is just out of commission.
Hi.
Oh, Shadow.
We still have
Poison
other
spray.
things than force damage, but
Yeah,
True.
the magic missile is,
But like magic missile is like
Remember the
Spell.
ghosts that like hit like the poltergeist?
The
They did
poltergeists
force
did
damage.
force damage, yes.
they did force damage.
They did a lot of it as well.
they did too much.
Yes,
You'd know.
ghosts and things tend to do force damage, as do certain magical constructs.
Hmm.
I feel like it's worth investing into it.
I mean, like,
But, okay.
wait, is it resistance or you just don't get hit by magic missile, or like it doesn't?
You
do
are
anything?
immune to damage from the magic missile spell.
Okay, that's pretty good because magic missile always hits. So suddenly to not be able to be damaged by it.
But think about it. How often have we taken force damage, and how often?
You
have
had
we
an
managed
entire
to-
dungeon where you were taking force damage.
We did.
Yeah.
But what are
Yes,
the chances of
sure.
that happening again?
Look,
Yeah.
well,
Look,
I don't know.
pretty
Do you
high.
plan on walking into Shadowfell infested places in the future? In which case, you
Yeah,
might
I-
encounter ghosts again.
That's a
that
good
was
point.
that was what I was thinking. It's like
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
not quite sure who we really want to like stick it onto yet, but
stick it onto.
Just jam it onto their
Just glue it.
flesh.
but
We'll figure that out later. I
we'll,
mean,
we'll
Yeah.
discuss that afterwards.
But so our real question is, do we want this potion? Because we
I
How
can
should-
much
drop-
money do we have left?
I should point out, by the way, the kite shield. The brooch looks like a kite shield with basically two interlocking rings on the crest of the shield, which Kelariis you recognise as a Platinum Philosophy icon.
Sweet.
So if we buy the brooch, one
Let's-
greater
okay,
healing potion and
hold on.
two other healing potions, how much money do we have
Yeah,
left?
I was gonna
Not
say.
a lot.
Okay, everyone, hold on. I'm gonna calculate our total wealth here real fast,
That
so
would
we know
be-
exactly how much money we have. So how
And
much?
Accountant
do you have,
Arya.
V?
I have 20.
She might also be interested in buying some magic items if you have a
Yeah, I
magic
was
items
thinking
not
about
gonna
like if
spell-
we have
sell.
if we don't have enough, I have some scrolls that I could just be like, hey, take this off me.
Okay, Grim, how much money do you have?
210.
Kelariis
104.
and Vondal.
171.
Okay, we have exactly 692 gold out of all of us.
Okay.
So if we subtract 100 for the 2 healing potions, 75.
And we're 300 for the
Over
shielding and
300 now.
potions.
How much for the brooch again?
125.
125. So that
So-
leaves us with 392 gold.
It's enough to
And
avoid the
then-
Stone Giant Strength potion.
Well, I guess let's find out what the scrolls are, or hopefully find out, and then we'll decide.
You show the scrolls to Temerity. She identifies one as a scroll of greater invisibility.
I want it.
She looks at the other one and says, "This one, I'm afraid I can't identify. I don't know what it is."
You're selling bullshit in your shop that you don't even know what it does. Wow.
Did you actually say that?
Yeah,
No.
you need to be really careful when we're
I'm not
doing
gonna
stuff like
say
this,
that.
Luka, because you say stuff like that, and I swear to God, one day Ferrous is going to take that as Arya saying that.
If
You're
if
gonna
I
be
ever think it's
serious.
appropriate for Arya to say it, she says it. By the way.
Well, I guess since the shop lady didn't know, should the rest of us have a look? Or, well, yes, there aren't.
What's the
Um,
harm in it?
Hold on, let me
It's a transmutation spell. That's what I know.
yeah. I'm just gonna roll the dice. Cool.
Can we
Um,
resurrect
yeah,
dead
she-
relatives with it?
She basically knows that she can identify about as much as you can in that it's a transmutation spell, and that it's supposed to be cast on a target, but she doesn't know anything more than that. Actually, she might be able to tell you a little.
Cast it on a pile of materials and it builds you a new mother.
Oh my god.
Excuse me?
That was what the fuck?
Don't say things like that. God.
I don't think V wants that.
Yeah, like all she knows is that the target is a creature and it is a transmutation spell.
I mean, there's a couple of things that.
Can I
I'm
have
gonna
shot at
say
like
if we-
deciphering it? So I've had good luck with scrolls in the past. Or
I guess not.
Nope.
Sorry, what was the question?
oh, could I have a shot at deciphering it since I've had good luck with scrolls in the past?
Yeah, you can give me an Arcana check. No.
I guess that's not enough.
You
No.
actually let me.
Might be something like really, really high up, like polymorph or some shit.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
You know that it's a 4th level transmutation.
4th level transmutation.
A 4th level.
Huh.
I mean, you guys can look that up in the player's handbook, but you still won't know what it does as characters.
Yeah, but that's why I don't want to look it up.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I tell her what. I guess I inform her about the power level. It's like, well, at least I can add this to your description.
Yeah.
But
She looks
What
you
is
up and
word?
down and says, "You don't look like a wizard."
Bitch.
He's a fucking gnome. I know
Look.
that's a stereotype, but still.
Do I look like a wizard? Wink. JK.
it's like I do not
Wow.
dabble in the arcane arts much myself, but during my
I've had an education, yeah.
I may have come across magic. Sure.
Well, I'm gonna
She
say
seems
that
interested
that's-
by the fact that you've said that.
Uh-huh.
Temerity will remember you said that.
Yeah, she basically says, that's interesting. Most of my magical talent is most of my magical talent has been experimentation rather than learning. And as she says this, she sort of absent-mindedly sort of like snaps her fingers and sort of like lights a small thing of flame from her fingers, and then extinguishes it.
Okay.
Well,
Just like, look, I can do magic, sort of thing.
Look, I can do magic. Look,
this
everyone in this party can do magic except for poor Grim.
Yeah.
look,
Which is
there's-
weird, considering he's one of the people who knows the most about it. He has like one of the best arcanas, and he's the only non-magic user.
No, look at P.
Well,
4 beats me already.
That's why I said one of the highest.
And I said, well,
Grim.
there's a. I respond by like, oh, there's a place for experimenting, and there's a place for just gathering knowledge. They both have their own merits. Oh well.
she politely nods.
Have we adopted another NPC?
Oh my
I
god.
don't think so.
I don't
Guys,
like her.
guys, how much is this greater invisibility spell?
They're 100.
100.
each, aren't they?
Oh, I kind of wanted.
Oh.
How much is the potion?
The
The
potion of
strength?
stone giant strength was
great-
like 250.
Greater invisibility is
Oh.
also a 4th level spell, by the way.
I know, but I still want it.
Helena.
There is a chance you can miscast it, but
Can I sell her the color spray spell that I have? 'Cause
sure.
We're gonna use it.
What rarity is color spray? What level is color spray?
I think it's like 1 or 2 maybe. I'll look it up.
I think that makes it a common level. So she will.
Color spray. Color spray is a. Fuck, where the fuck is. Everything starts with con. Hold on. A 1st level illusion spell.
Cool. She will buy it off you for 55 gold.
I'll take that.
I should.
It's
That's
a. Oh, it's about
Does anyone else have anything to sell?
I have an arcane focus.
What?
Oh
Why
yeah,
do-
you
why do
sold
you
that.
got-
from
Oh
the
yeah, you have the
wizard
Mage's
guy.
Arcane Focus.
Oh.
This seems like the place
Sell an
to a
arcane
rune
focus.
bracer. Like, oh, perhaps you would be interested in this rune bracer. It's used to belong to
It's still fresh.
well, a mage, but it's had to be confiscated.
Wow.
It's still, you might as well just hand it to her. It's still fresh.
She takes it,
You can
examines
still
it, and
smell the
says,
sadness on it.
"That certainly is a curio. I'll give you 3 gold for it."
3 gold.
Spellcasting focuses are not worth a whole lot of money.
It's a
It's
bracer
a
with
rune
some-
bracer. It's nice.
It's a bracer with it's a
Yeah,
wooden
she's
bracer with
she's
a bit of
offering you
stuff
1 gold
engraved in
over the retail price.
Wow.
I'll take it if you throw in 4 more copper.
Some bartering.
What?
Roll me a
That's
persuade.
very specific amount?
It's bartering.
It's because then I get rid of my copper and silver coins.
Roll me a
No.
persuasion check.
He's bartering.
Oh,
shit barter.
No.
So,
Should've
She
used
fixes
deception.
you with a withering stare and says no.
Well, never mind. I'll fine.
Oh, poor
He
Grim.
tried.
you tried so hard.
Okay, so now we have a whopping 450 gold to buy either the scrolls or the heal or the potion.
I mean, technically we could buy both.
Yeah, but how much?
But-
Okay, so the potion is what? Ferrous
Potion is
250.
250. The
Potion is
scroll
250, the
100.
scrolls are 100 each.
Like, if you want, like, if you're buying the brooch and the 2 regular potions and the greater potion, we're up to 300 gold spent. And we could spend another 100 on the scroll.
I mean, okay. I can't remember if the 450 was without the brooch. With the brooch.
No,
No,
that
it must
would've
be
been
with the
after
brooch,
taking-
right?
Well,
yeah.
let me write some things down for you.
As long as
Well,
we don't.
175 would be the potions, and then
Yeah.
add the brooch onto that.
I've just written down everything here, so.
We started with like 700.
No, we started with
something.
like 650.
Oh, JK,
something, I wanna
600
say.
something.
Well, I
I
guess.
can't math.
Because we're gonna be like real broke here if we buy all this shit.
Yeah, maybe we
Oh.
should just stick with what we've got so far: potions and brooch. Brooch.
Brooch.
Brooch.
Well,
Brooch.
I guess like
Yeah,
if we
brooch.
buy the scroll, we'll still have like 200 gold left or something, which is plenty to get around and fulfill our needs.
Strength
Right.
pot.
I'm sorry, but we're definitely not doing drugs, Ferrous. Jeez. Especially not when they're that expensive.
Yeah, fuck those arrows, man.
I don't feel like the strength potion is that.
Well,
Necessary.
okay,
I
we
feel like we're gonna regret it if we don't buy that strength
If
potion at the
people
end
want
of
to
this
buy the
fight.
strength potion,
Think
then
about it. Who
buy it.
who would you give the strength potion to?
Oh, like
I
Ian or Kelariis.
Because I was
Wait.
gonna say, Kelariis already has 20 strength.
why would it's?
But you could
it's a-
give it to somebody with a higher.
Yeah, it wouldn't
dexterity.
benefit Kelariis all that much because it would only give her 3 extra strength. While if you give it to V, for not
Yeah.
saying that we're gonna do that, but it give her 13 extra strength, right?
yeah.
3 extra
Yeah.
strength is a lot of strength, but
yeah,
especially
that's
because
good.
13
plus
is
2.
also a lot of strength.
especially because Kelariis by normal means cannot go above 20 strength.
No one can
Yeah.
in our party at least.
I'm just
But it's
saying,
like-
if we give it to someone with lesser strength, we get technically more value out of it.
Also, do you really want? Also, like,
I'm not.
Imagine
I'm not putting V
mid
in a pit
core
fight.
having
I don't
taken a
feel-
No,
strength
I know.
potion
I'm not saying
before
that.
you go into a fight.
I just want to point out, I don't think we have anybody who's actually arguing for the strength potion, so should we just ignore it for now? We can
Just-
always buy it tomorrow if we feel
Strength
like it.
potion is unnecessary.
I'm just amused by the mental image of V drinking this potion, hugging Kelariis, and picking Kelariis up.
Oh my god. The real reason we need
Arya has to like struggle to breathe, just like nice. Thanks. Let go of me, please.
we just discovered the
Well-
real reason we need to get that potion. It's for V to pick people up when she hugs them.
That's the
Shall
real
we-
reason.
It'll just be
So
like
he
those
can
scenes in
still-
Disney's Hercules where Hercules doesn't know his own strength and
Yeah.
he just picks things up with one hand.
And everyone else is like, holy shit. And he's just like, I'm here, guys.
V
and just
V
doing it.
just try and look cool and leans on a pillar and just pushes it over by accident.
Oh, I also have a spell book. Oh,
What?
that's
Grim.
we never gave it to the library.
Oh my god, yeah.
Shit.
Speaking of which, Kelariis, I think you still got a potion as well. So
No.
I gave you that potion of invulnerability like ages ago.
Yeah, but it's.
I gave it to you before a fight, and then we never drank it.
Oh yeah.
No,
No,
need
we
to
can
back
still
up.
do it though, like-
Invulnerability.
I think
Yeah,
I
no,
feel like
give
that's
it
something
to
we
you
should.
after the fight because
Yeah.
we didn't need that.
Resistance
should
to all
probably do
damage
that.
is nothing to be.
Oh,
Yeah, same.
so shall we just check out basically with the? Well, oh no, we still need to decide on scroll of invisibility. I say we take it just because it can get us out of major trouble.
I mean, it can only get one of us out of major trouble, and that's if V can cast it correctly, which we're
Right.
not guaranteed on.
It doesn't disappear. Like if I ever reach fourth, like, if I ever can cast 4th level spells, I can cast it without problems.
As you guys are debating buying these things, can you roll me perception checks?
What time is it? Is it midnight?
Oh my fucking god.
There it is.
0-1.
The 0 perception check from Grim.
Cool.
Oh, I have so many.
As the rest of the people are talking about whether or not they want to spend money on this, V, you get bored every time there's a conversation about money because you don't really understand it. You look up to sort of see what Temerity is doing. And Temerity is like sort of just sort of flicking through a book and like playing with her fingernails. At which point, basically the curtain behind her is pulled aside. And a very sort of burly-looking tiefling steps sort of like half through the curtain, and he whispers basically to Temerity. She looks like she listens to what he says, looks at him angrily, whispers something back to him, and says something else, indicates towards you, says something back to him again, he says something and then leaves. You can lip read, can't you?
Yes.
Cool. I will type up what they say as you lip read it.
Okay.
So, continue your discussion.
Well, I didn't actually think about the fact that the
I feel
scroll would
like-
only be one person.
What's the thing? It's one person. It'll be single use as well because it's a scroll. But
Yeah.
I still feel like it's gonna get more use out of it than the potion. And it's like
Or we just buy neither
a
for now.
small part of the price.
How about we just don't buy any of them then?
Okay.
And then
So we'll
if
just
we
stick
find
with the
them-
brooch. We'll stick with the brooch, the potions for now, and we can come back for the scroll if we decide. we
No,
just
I
really
want my
it.
spell. I will fucking sell my own stuff if I want it.
Okay, we'll buy the spell.
I have a color spray spell and a ray of sickness scroll, so I can sell both of those.
Right, we'll buy the scroll. V really
100
wants the
and-
scroll.
110 gold, so it
Yeah.
evens out.
We might as well just buy the scroll.
Nice.
So collectively, we have 350 gold left.
I've also got a scroll dispel magic if you guys think we should sell that. But I feel like
It's
that
spell magic.
dispel.
I feel like that's important.
I feel like
Oh,
we should
I
keep
mean,
that
hang on.
just in case. But
Well, hang on. Cause I can cast dispel magic normally.
can you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
So and I can do it. Well, I have to prep it, but I can always cast. I think it's a ritual, so. No,
is
it's not.
it?
No, it's not. I thought
know
it
the
was, but it's not.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'd need to prep it, but I can technically cast it.
I mean, I don't think we need it unless we're gonna buy the strength potion. So,
okay. Well,
eh.
if we need the extra money, the what little it'll probably be.
Yeah, I don't know how much that would
I
go
mean-
for, but
Well, it might be useful to keep on it, like hang on to the spell if for some reason Vondal can't cast magic, and
well, I mean, he has to prep it. So if we're ever in a situation where like he hasn't had it prepped and we really need to spell magic,
Okay.
you know,
All right. Yeah.
like we're not, we don't need the money anyway right now.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Alright, so we get great invisibility, the 3 potions, and the brooch.
Okay, and now for everybody to now the process of deducting the money.
Look, you won't have to worry about the scroll because I'm selling 2 of my scrolls, which I'll just add 10 gold to my own and it'll be fine.
Well, hang on, because what we can do. So we spent 200 on the potions and the scrolls, and then 200 on the bigger potion and the brooch. So that's 400. We could just split
currently
that
we're
between
sitting
us.
at
Well,
400.
We can't split it between us evenly, I don't think, actually.
No,
Well,
450
we were
is off the
spending-
scrolls.
Like,
That's what we're
Peter's
at.
already paid for 100, so we only need like 300. So,
Guys, we're at 450 gold. Like, without the scrolls. That's how much money we have collectively.
yeah, but we still need to like deduct the
Yeah, we
actual
need to figure out
gold from
how we're
everybody.
actually going to deduct this from our.
I
Oh,
mean,
it-
if we
how
split,
about
how about we just do
coffers?
this? How about everyone just gets 90 gold because that's split 5 ways evenly,
Okay, so everyone now has 90 gold.
Alright.
except for V, who I think has a little bit more.
I think I have 100.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Oh, we did it, guys!
Wait, is that
The-
exactly
the
because I got like
have-
3 gold recently again, or because I sold the?
Yeah, because we were at
I feel like it's
Well, we
easier
split.
if you
Okay,
just.
we split our existing money. No, we pulled together the money we had when we walked in. We buy the things. We split that off into 90 gold each, and then you guys sell your shit.
right. Okay.
Look,
Let's just recalculate this so everyone knows exactly where we are. So I have a 187. Kelariis, how much do you have? 104. Yeah.
Yes, correct.
Helena, how much do you have without selling anything?
I got 20.
20. Okay. Grim.
213 right now.
Vondal.
171.
Right. So
695 gold.
And then we're buying 2 health potions, 1 greater potion, the brooch, which was
So just minus
125.
300.
sorry, what?
It's
It's 300 for the bunch.
No.
Next we're
for
buying
the
this.
brooch.
Yep.
The
How much
brooch is
for the brooch?
125.
Okay.
Yep.
Two,
So
I'm sure
now,
you're gonna throw
we
off
have-
the math.
all of the health
390.
potions plus the brooch is 300. Yes.
We have 395 gold.
And we're
Okay.
also buying the.
And then there's a
Potion-
scroll,
the
but I'm
scroll.
paying for that.
Okay,
So
you
it's fine.
on your own are paying for the scroll.
Is anyone else selling anything?
No.
I think we've already sold everything that we wanted to sell.
Wait, but that doesn't make any sense because this is the money we walked in with, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, but like we had these scrolls, and then the money I've
Yeah,
already
V-
added
V
the free
sold some
gold
stuff.
from my.
Grim sold some stuff.
Well, V has 20 gold on her, correct?
Yeah.
So
Did you add the
395
10 to that?
minus 20. Divide.
What?
Hold on. Wait.
That doesn't make any sense. Why would we subtract 20 gold?
Because that was including V's money in the initial total calculation. There's 375 gold to divide between the 4 of you, not including V. So you each get a. Hold on. 375.
75.
375.
No, 75
by
is the
4
total we get. Each.
Is no, it isn't. It's 93.
is.
75.
Oh, that's handy.
It's what?
Actually, no, that is. That's like 3 people get 94, 1 person gets 93. Or we could be annoying and just say everyone gets 93 gold, 7 silver, and 5 copper.
No, that's obnoxious. We're not doing that.
That is, I'm looking at my.
Look,
6
everyone
copper
take
and
your
I-
93/94 gold, and I'll be on like 30.
I take 93 gold, everybody else has 94 gold, and
I'll be on 30.
V
Yeah.
has
Okay.
30.
Okay.
Math.
Math.
This is some
So
top
much
quality
fucking
viewing.
math.
Holy shit.
This is some top quality viewing. This is why you don't. This is why you stay in school, kids, so that you can
This is why
play
you don't
Dungeons